Hi there, my awesome friends, from a cold, wet and winter day in the garden route, South Africa. I wanted to show you what I'm doing with a little bit of waste from some die cutting that I did with the copper tape. And because it's so expensive and scarce to get in South Africa, I actually thought I'd show you what I'm going to do with the waste. So I've already prepared two little ATC, artist trading cards, and somebody actually asked me in the last week, what's the point of making ATC? So for me, the point is, as a teacher, I can do something quick and easy for you where the tutorials are sort of 10 to 20 minutes. But for you, I'm teaching you a technique that you can practice and then apply to bigger projects. So what I've done is, with the waste, I have fussy cut carefully around the copper tape, and I'm going to apply it to my prepared ATC. And it's quite finicky because, as you can see, look how distorted the little die cut is, or die cut waste. I want to get it on here. So sort of start in a corner and gently work your way so that you can get it to lie flat. So as you can see, work my way, and I don't mind if my patterns go off the card. I think it adds a little bit of interest. So as you can see, that edge is off, and then I'm taking an old credit card or loyalty card, I'm going to flatten it. So as I mentioned, I prepared the bases with some 70 micron, which is your thick metal tape, and then the remnant of the copper tape on top. So today I'm working with lights on because it's a dark winter's day, and I'm going away, so I really wanted to do a tutorial just before I left. Okay, so this one I've also sort of fussy cut, but this one I haven't. So I thought I'd just show you. This is something we would normally just throw away, but I'm going to fussy cut it for you just so you can see my process. Okie dokie. So I'm leaving a little border about 2 millimeters around the edge, just so that it's easier to work with. If you make it narrower, it's very hard to actually use, and it's actually easier to separate these. Okay, that's better. So as you can see, it's really finicky, it's bendy, and the pieces are really flimsy. So take your time and just fussy cut around the areas. And don't waste. I am a thrifty crafter, I must admit. I really don't like waste. But you also, I realize, can't save everything you have for that day. So I like to use my waste as soon as possible, otherwise it just becomes a mountain of waste. So as you can see, when you're fussy cutting, you are actually moving the paper or the copper tape rather than the scissors. So your scissors are sort of in the same direction all the time, and your tape is moving. Okay, so that piece is out the way, and let's tidy up here. Sure, it's a little bit noisy today with our famous hardy-dar. But what is a video in South Africa without a hardy-dar in the background? I think that makes it quite unique, and everyone can recognize our hardy-dar. Most South Africans really hate them, but I love them. They really are part of our landscape and our bird life. Okie dokie. So here we have our piece of waste. I'm going to try and flatten it a little bit for you because it doesn't look like much, but when we put it on, it's going to look great. So this time I'm going to start, I think, from the top point Okay, and I'm not going to pull everything off. Okay, so let's see how we're going to put this. This one I don't want to go over the edge, and I want to kind of stabilize it, so I'm taking off a little at a time. So let's do that. Okay, and a little bit at a time, and pulling the backing off gently, pushing it down a little bit more backing off, pushing that down a little bit more backing off, and it is best to try and work flat, but I can't really see so well with this reflection, hence I'm lifting it up. And here we go. So as you can see, it is extremely finicky and it sticks to your fingers. So just work slowly and carefully. Get this off my finger. Turn this away. I think that's kind of what I wanted. And there you go. So the die cut that I used was actually leaves. And although you can't really see it so well, that was leaves. And let's trim it from the back. And there you go. So that is nicely trimmed. And then once again, flatten it really well with the credit card. So here we have two little ATC using our copper tape waste, but they're very plain. So we are going to use our ballpoint pen, and we're going to put detail in. So remember that this was leaves. I find the ballpoint pen glides really smoothly, so you don't need any special tools. And it will give you some lovely detail. If you want to see what I used the original copper die cut for, just take a look at the reel I've loaded on my Made by KJ Facebook page, Oarsum Crafts on YouTube, and you will see my beautiful tissue box cover. And here we go. So yes, your challenge today is make something out of what you would normally have thrown away. And don't waste. So I must admit my overseas friends are very fortunate in that it's easily accessible to get copper tape. But for us in South Africa it is not so accessible. So I don't want to waste anything. And here we go. Oh, and now we have lawnmowers going. We've had so much rain in the garden route in the last couple of months. Compared to last year, we had 45 milliliters of rain in a period of 2 months, and we've had over 160 milliliters rain in the same 2 months. And our dam is overflowing, which is fantastic news because we've had water restrictions for nearly 8 years. So yeah, we're very blessed. I wish I could send some rain towards Port Elizabeth because they are really struggling. I'm going to give some detail here on the stem because the stem is a little bit wide. And remember, once again, where you ink or where you technique, your ink sticks. I'm going around the edge of the copper tape. Okie dokie. And then what is our favorite thing? You should know me by now. I love giving a little border. Just going to draw a line today. Nothing too fancy. But the border honestly finishes off your project. So whenever you're doing something and it looks like there's something missing, you can't quite figure out what it is, put a border on it. It honestly finishes off your projects. Okay, so now let's do this one. Also meant to be leaves here. So this one I'm going to trace on the inside, which I didn't do with the other die cut, but this pattern is much bigger. As you can see, the areas are bigger. Oh, and I slipped there, but not to worry, it will add interest. And I slipped there again too. I'll show you now. And it's because the light is so bad, I can't see so clearly. So let me show you. Can you see I slipped there and I slipped there and I slipped there? Nothing is lost. We will just make lots of patterns. And then it generically is an interesting creation. So sometimes your plans don't work out so well, but that's absolutely fine. And here we go. And then once again outlining the outer edge. And I really think these two ATC are gorgeous, and really I am praying that our mail gets sorted out soon so that I can start trading ATC again with my international friends. But as of the 6th of April, I haven't sent any mail. I have to just share with you though, a ATC trade was delivered last week to America, and I posted on the 22nd of December, and today is the 16th of June. So how's that? Nearly 6 months. There is hope. So if you have traded with me, please don't give up. And I'd love to know if you ever receive your trades. So here we have two absolutely gorgeous little ATC made from what you would normally just throw away. I hope you enjoyed that, and show me what you make.